Hello, friends. Welcome to TarotStache. I am Gerald, TarotStache. I am joined by medium Betsy Palmer and Jane the Seeker Tarot, who also has another channel which is linked below about dowsing through the veil. Today, we are doing a chasual, and it's called This, That, and the Other Thing. And it's with Jane the Seeker and medium Betsy Palmer. Jane is bringing the topics and the sparks, and we're going to let the conversation lead. So as you are listening, if something resonates with you, please let us know. I'm going to be following the chat. And for those of you who do not know this, I am a control freak. Surprise. And the fact that, Jane and I were going to do a show together today, and we were going, let's do this. And we were thinking about ideas. And she said, what do you think about this, that, and the other thing? And I went, okay. Cheers, Jane. That's a heck of a lot of trust. Well done, you. So we're doing that. So yes. And but
sorry. Different mug. I needed the king size mug today. Sorry.
I've got a thermo here too. So I mean, it's
Hi. I've got like 3 things of beverages because it's what works. So
it is what works.
So I am glad to have everyone here. Thank you for watching. Please do this thing to where you show your support by liking and subscribing because it's free. And with that, I do want to remind everyone, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. And okay, so I want to say hi to some people in the chat before I sort of just turn this over to Jane. So are you ready, Jane? No pressure.
Sure.
I love it. Sure. Okay, so White Wolf Mother 901 said there was a book that Gerald was talking about last year. It was solid blue cover about Western astrology and written by a husband and wife. Does anyone have the name of it? I'm wondering if what you're thinking about is the Real Sky Astrology Tarot book by Julie Kushia Watts. That might be what you're thinking of. And so I hope that works for you. Bernadette is here. Hello. Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot. Hello. And we're looking at all the beautiful people too. So, and Dr. Pamela is here in bed with the flu.
Oh.
But then I got a notification about the live. So I'm sorry you have the flu.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yes. Madame Maru is here. And also the amazing Ms. Tarot D. Hello. Hello. So I'm glad for people who are watching, and we are simulcasting this on both my channel and Jane's channel. I have them vertical and the horizontal. And so this is wonderful to have everybody here. Poirot Forever is here. Hello. And yeah, people are wishing, luck. Yeah. Go to the doctor if you need to, and don't wait. J Cat Lady has arrived. Jane was so Rossi has arrived. I want to just check in with everybody. Betsy, how are you?
I'm doing well today, thank you. Oddly enough, it is kind of a COVID flashback day because the entire state is under lockdown, more or less. All county and state government offices in Hawaii are closed. The schools are closed, and a lot of businesses are closed because we've had this monster storm. And oddly enough, the winds were like 60 miles an hour for the past 2 days, and today it's dead. but I think it's dumping rain over on the windward coasts of all the islands. Like, and when it
Mm,
does that, it's like 2 to 3 inches per hour. So
wow.
yeah, it's a biggie. So I'm in my jammies all day, committed.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And it's my
And
Saturday. Okay, so
and it's
sorry.
your yes. I love that.
Done.
Gwen has arrived. Rossi's here. Ms. Tarot D, you are probably on the vertical stream. I have put into the chat, and Ms. Tarot D has put into the chat where you can actually watch differently. So Sherry has arrived. Pamela Batchelor is here. Hello, Pamela. And Ms. Tarot D. Oh, I found everyone. Okay. Jane, how are you before I do this thing that I must because no one wants to upset Pamela Batchelor?
I'm well, thank you. I'm doing great.
Good. And you look you have lovely jammies, Betsy.
Thank you.
So I found the Who screen. I'm happy. The whole screen. There you go.
Oh, good. There you go.
And J Cat Lady has both going.
Oh,
One of the things that I try to do is when I set things up, because there's the ability to watch on a mobile device, at the front of that, I put a little iPhone or a little mobile phone thing so you can see that when you're scanning them. So Marjorie has joined. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip, and then I'm going to show everybody a recently finished project. So
Yes, and please do tell us how you are as well.
oh,
yes,
I am doing very well. Things have been going very well. I'm over the ick that I had last month. It's cold. I'm still getting out and I'm doing my daily walk. I'm having some fun. And so it's great. I'm working on getting scheduling software so that people can schedule an appointment reading with me. So, and so this, I'm going to put myself here because if I do that, people might be able to see. I'm going to, can you see this?
Gerald.
Let me do this. Let me remove that.
Wow.
Embiggen yourself, Gerald.
What? Embiggen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yes, there you go.
Holy moly.
So.
And where is this view?
This is at my brother and sister-in-law's house in Tennessee.
Goodness.
They are lucky.
So I have that, and I have been doing some embroidery and hand embroidery. So not a lot of big stuff, but you might be able to see I did a little bit of hand embroidery there for some accents. It is on a felt, partially wool felt. I have a little sleeve so it can be hung. And this is a variety of fabric. I showed some of this on the channel when I was with Jonathan and Heather. So people got to see the process of that. I'm very pleased with how it turned out.
As well you should be.
Very
yes, it's just gorgeous.
So, and so I wanted people to see that, and it's done. I gave my sister-in-law a version of this for Thanksmas a couple of years ago, and the house that she had it in burned down, so it was destroyed. So she asked for another one, so I was happy to do that.
Horrible.
Yeah. So
sorry.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Everybody loves it. Tinkerbell has arrived, and okay, Marjorie, Tinkerbell, cold and fun doesn't go together for me. I hear ya. That's why I'm a knitter and I can wear hats.
Would you say that you might be a weaver?
Oh, interesting. Perhaps. Thank you, everybody, for the compliments. And yeah. Bernadette, I'm sorry that you're having a bit of a struggle right now. Unmotivated, feels like a spiritual crisis. Yeah,
That's a lot of us right here.
that is a lot of us. And
There's a lot
Yeah,
going on.
Maru has said repressed anger or fear may turn into apathy. I would say definitely take care of yourself. Make sure that you are getting enough sleep and you're drinking enough. And if you need to, go talk to a professional.
Yes.
Go talk to a professional.
Yes.
So everybody likes that. So thank you. Yes. Subscribe to Jane the Secret Tarot. Links are below, as are ways to contact Betsy and Jane and me for readings. So lovely. And so I think everyone was watching the Super Bowl last night. No one was on YouTube. I wasn't watching the Super Bowl. I asked somebody who won the commercial. So yeah. So and yeah.
Well, I'm thankful to say that my team won.
Oh, okay. Which team was playing, by the way?
The Seahawks and the Patriots, the New England Patriots.
And your team is which one?
The Hawks, man, because I lived in Seattle for many years. That's where my children were born. So, yeah.
Yes, Bernadette, painting will help with this. I have a feeling.
Hang on, I saw something interesting. This is jokey. In Lexington, Kentucky, at the Stallion Barn, they took 2 carrots labeled Seattle Seahawks and New England Patriots, and they walked through the Stallion Barn and let the stallions choose which carrot they wanted, and it was overwhelmingly the choice was for the Seahawks. Isn't that interesting? It's like the puppy bowl when the puppies choose, right? I had never seen them do it with the horses before. It was fun. Anyway, they were right.
It almost feels like that shows the intuition of
or that time is an illusion. They already knew the answer.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Where's my bell? I don't even know where my bell is. Oh, I can go one of the ways.
Jane.
Yes, sir.
Steve O is here.
Oh, Steve. Hi, Steve.
And Pamela said her team won as well. And Ms. Tarot D watched the halftime, so we couldn't understand what was happening with the game. Horses are magical. I agree with that.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Poirot. I mean, yes, try painting again. And here's the thing about this. Paint horribly. Give yourself permission to do it really, really poorly. Just get the paint on the surface. Get your body moving. There's a great connection.
Yeah. Art is all about the process, right? Outcomes are great, but artists don't necessarily live for that. They live for the process, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's great. And okay, Bernadette said, I have lots of professional help. They can't help me for what I am experiencing. I need spiritual help and soul guidance. Maybe the conversation could lead, our conversation might point you into some areas. And with that, Jane, what do you got for us, lady?
Well, the first thing that I wanted to talk briefly about was how much appreciation and joy that you have added to my life, Gerald.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I almost feel like I started my channel just to meet you and Betsy and Ms. Tarot D and Rossi, all the people, I would not have these people in my life. But the thing about Gerald, and it's probably just because I know Gerald the most, and Miss Tarot D as well, but I did notice that you finally, after all this time, because you are so giving of yourself and your time, that you finally are monetized.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you would mind if I asked people if we could celebrate you today by just doing the little sticker things or whatever it is, and it can be as little $1.11, $3.33, $5.55, $10.10, angel number things, whatever you can do, and those who cannot, don't. But I wanted to put that out there, that I wanted to, there you go. I wanted to celebrate you, and you give so freely of yourself.
Thank you. That's very kind. I appreciate it, and I get it's mutually beneficial. So
yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. I would love to see some of those things show up, and if they don't, they don't. But
well, and Jane, you were the first one to give me a super sticker or a boost or something like that. I took a screenshot of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Sarah D. Thank you. Look at that. God. You're very kind. Thank you, Miss Tara D. Look at that.
See, so that's,
I'll have to figure out how to do that. I don't know that I know how to do that yet. I've not looked at it.
They're at the bottom of the chat where you put your chat in. There's a little square that has a $sign.
Oh.
Yeah, so you just push on that little $sign, and then it comes up and it gives you a few different options, like a super sticker. I don't know, because I haven't done it that much myself, and I'm not monetized, but I do know that I have used that.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Nice. So, yeah. So thank you. That I love seeing that.
Yeah. And just in case people are wondering, I am knitting. I have it's a code red hat, so I'm knitting one of those. Thank you, Terry. Look at that. Aw.
Okay.
And we're gonna, Timmy is here.
Hey, Timmy. Look at that. There's even more.
Well, thank you. Gosh. Wow.
So Jane, give us one of these. Give us one of these. This, that, and the other topics. What? Because I'm ready to go down the rabbit hole. I already got a big ding, and I told the.
Well, tell me your ding.
I told the dinger. Well, if you really want that to be said out loud, you need to make it happen somewhere organically in the chat. So we'll wait and see if that comes.
Okay. All right. I have. Okay. So. I, like so many people, have been going through a really hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just put it out there. For reasons that I'm not going to explain, I had to go on antidepressants many, many years ago. And I have become antidepressant resistant. They do not work anymore. And with everything going on with my mother and with other family members and things like that, I couldn't live life. I was crying 24/7. I stopped doing my channel, and all I did was cry. And so I started doing ketamine therapy. Mm-hmm. It is a very controlled thing. Not everybody can do it. I personally was allowed to, I was allowed to do it. I discussed it with my psychiatrist. Mm-hmm. I discussed it with my husband, and my psychiatrist said, do it. It sounds good to me. And my husband was on board. So I've been doing this, and it's very, very interesting. And so I've been getting messages. And so I thought I wanted to talk a little bit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Miss Tarot D. So there were things that were coming up in, you go into a meditation and then you decide what you kind of want to hear about. You have to go in with an intention, but I'm a Pisces, okay? So I can have all the intentions in the world, but I go wherever I go. So so one of the things that I got, well, I'll just start with the beginning thing, was well, I one was healing the trauma, the mother trauma. And like I talked to these two about it, where it was red, because I see like a circuit board, and the circuit board was red, and it just kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going, because it was clearing, it was healing all of the mothers, my ancestors, the women especially. And I could see that. And then after that, like, I don't know if it was the same thing, but it said that we are stitching time through portals. I'm just going to read this thing. Weaving timelines, multi-dimensional beings, shared realities and timelines, and things like that. So that is the first thing, was the whole stitching time and being weavers. And it just so happened, I was, like I was saying,
Oh, she's frozen.
oh,
Okay, Jane, you froze there for a second. What you have said must be really powerful, because the circuitry boards went, wait a minute, let's press pause.
let me open up my door.
Oh.
Maybe that'll help. Okay. I normally don't like, I'm normally like Betsy in my pajamas. Thank goodness I'm in comfortable clothes, but I'm not in my jammies right now. I was talking about the stitching time, the weaving, the stitching of the time. And what they were showing me was that our light bodies, when we are sleeping, we are going out there and we're stitching, we're stitching something, whatever is around the earth, the ozone layer, maybe we're stitching the holes in that. I don't know exactly. If either one of you has any thoughts of what we are weaving. And if not, that's okay, because maybe that is enough.
Well, let us catch up for a second, because this is great, and I'm getting lots of circuitry lighting up, so to speak. So,
your light language.
Yeah. Bernadette said, that's how I've been feeling lately, sending you love. And Maru said, actually, I was just reminded the polyvagal card deck is helpful for emotional regulation.
I didn't know there was such a thing. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I have a polyvagal book over there. I have this book, Cracking the Happiness Code by Dr. Pamela Studley, who is in the chat maybe. She hates it when I do that, so I have to do it regularly.
I think I need that.
So stitching the holes in the light grid.
In the new light grid.
I love how you spelled holes there. WHOLES instead of HOLES.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking, Rossi, we've been talking about, Betsy, you and I have talked with Deb about the light grid and how the importance of putting whatever it is authentically out there and allowing it to weave together and become stronger. That's the initial thing that I thought of with that. So
I believe that must be what it is. Yes.
Terry said, we are weaving our light grid for Gaia. We are stitching our light grid for together, connecting all of us. Yes.
I'm going with just simple awareness that we're we're all becoming more aware of the grid that wraps around all of us and connects us, because we're humans, we think we're individuals, and the light grid is a very interesting representation of that we are one, because it really encompasses all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that's what I got on that one right now.
I love that, because awareness is a really critical thing in order to do. If you're working in a therapy session, or you're wanting to change and make things better for yourself, you have to have awareness. You have to notice it first. And the fact that when someone tells you to don't think of pink elephants, or don't think of purple elephants, if Deb is watching this back, you're immediately going to think about purple elephants, and because we've brought attention to it and awareness around it.
Mm-hmm.
So they've just shown me, like, for a representation for me about, Jane, what you were talking about, how we're weaving. And
Mm-hmm.
it was, I was seeing the light grid, and then I was seeing the soul of the person that goes, oh, there's this grid, and we're weaving it back together again. And with that thought, their soul zooped up to the grid and joined hands with a soul on either side of them.
Mm.
That one gave me the
I love
tingle.
that.
Yeah. I also think that, there's this idea of weaving and stitching. There's mending that happens with it, and there's on purpose mending where you make it a feature of it, and it's you make it all sorts of stars and all of that stuff, or you do it where it's invisible stitching, invisible weaving, so that you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of those are extremely valid.
Yeah, my thought was, I'm sorry, I've got cat hair in my eye. I want to, I thought, oh no, I need to go out and get a little kit so that I can do cross stitch or embroidery, because I feel like what I do down here will help me up there. So that was my thinking.
Yes.
I love it. And exactly. I love this content by Raven Tarot Meditation. Good golly. Just wrap it all up and put a bow on it.
Our very thoughts are light, and this electromagnetic environment forms mass fueled by energy, cut by decisions, and manifested in Earth. Our consciousness comes from a universal source.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've been hearing things about how, I heard something that, let's say there is a God, whatever the creator is, or source, or whatever, that they wanted to feel things, because all you can feel there is joy, right? And so we're all little bits of that same beingness, having these experiences. And then that made sense to me, because before I was like, why do I have to go through this? Why did I choose a pain body? I was angry. I didn't want to be here. And now I'm so glad I'm here during this time.
And that attitude adjustment probably helps to fine tune what you're hearing, and it helps your vision. And Ms. Tara D said, Spirit has brought me here to this live on purpose. My cousin is also antidepressant resistant and has been having a horrible time. They recommended electroshock, but that's very scary. So I just texted her to explore the ketamine.
Yes, and just about the electric shock, I will say, somebody very close to me had that done because they wanted their brain restarted and this, that, and the other thing. And they're to this day they wish they had not done it because they've lost memories
Wow.
and still have a forgetfulness. So if you can, check into the ketamine, because I'm not pushing it or anything. I wasn't even going to say that I'm doing it, but I
Yeah, I
thought,
was just like going, Jane, I thought you said you weren't going to
You
do it.
know, I was
And I'm
like, hang on.
going,
That's okay. We're doing it. We're doing it.
we're here.
One
It's a
thing.
safe environment, and if anybody has issues with it, keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Oh, geez, get this hair out of my eye.
Guru added my favorite,
Oh,
microdosing mushrooms.
oh
Yeah.
yes. Well, see,
Yeah.
and
I've already had mine this morning.
I don't have that option right now.
Yeah, sure.
So
I want to, Rossi has shared, I've been having difficulty in knitting and crocheting, can't start new or finish old projects. I understand. And this is, Gerald's advice. Okay, then don't knit or don't crochet for a while. It's okay. Just stop trying to put too much pressure on yourself, and try it every once in a while. Try something different.
Yeah. I would say put it down till the 17th, after the 17th.
Oh yes, because
pick it up on the 18th or 19th and see how it feels. Don't touch it, right? Just leave it. Just leave it.
Good thought.
Yeah.
Is that because of the leaving the snake and moving on to the fire hose?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. A universal field theory will have to account for our consciousness as part of the fabric of reality. Consciousness came first, the physical universe second, I think.
I think so too.
I think, Timmy, that's a great conversation that we need to add you into this mix and have this conversation, since Jane is getting plugged in beautifully. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good.
I am in the resurgence of handcrafting at this very time. Not coincidence. We can craft, we heal on so many levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah. Oh, and there you go. I do pay attention to my energy when I'm crafting. I mean, I do. Betsy's getting something delivered to an undisclosed location today that she will get to see later. Jane got something that she didn't know she was getting. That was the surprise that I had mentioned in the short. I am consciously paying attention to my energy, and I give it a few minutes. And if my energy is not good, I stop. I don't want that woven in, because it's the weaving, as somebody said earlier. It's like when a bone breaks, it weaves together stronger, it meshes together stronger. So if I'm putting that in there, I don't want that. So.
Yeah. And here's an interesting note. You guys all know I work in Fancy Pants Jewelry, and we have items in there, many items that are 100 years old and some such. And psychometry is a thing, right? Some pieces I pick up and I just fall in love with them, and I can just imagine the energy of the person or persons that wore it, and it's wonderful, and I want to touch it. And there's other things that I just get the ick. And so I take a poll with customers. I will purposefully hand them things, and then I'll ask them, what do you think about the person that wore that, to see if other people pick up on the vibes. So psychometry is a thing. The energy stays. I handle a 200-year-old bracelet as often as possible, specifically because it was made beautifully, the finest craftsmanship, and whoever wore it was lovely. So
I love that.
Does our energy, what we're going through, go into the thing? Yes, we all know that. Does it stay with the thing? I say yes.
Yeah. And Maru said, I invented crystal cozies during the Super Bowl, crocheted cups for fragile crystals.
Ah,
fancy. And yes, it is like cooking when you're angry. Just don't cook with love instead.
yeah.
And Michelle Marie is here. Hello. And Jonathan. And Timmy shared This topic is what my book is all about. It's in 3 parts: the AA recovery journey that led me to the Marseille Tarot, which led me to the integration of these human things with quantum physics. And so, speaking of, how's this for weaving stuff together, Jane? I mean, you brought this topic up and suddenly we're seeing it before our eyes. I love it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like, this isn't this. I do, when I want to get out of my head, I do, the neurodivergent, the drawing, and it's not pretty or anything, it's just a thing. Or sometimes, without me standing up, I doodle, and that's my doodle.
I love that.
Ooh.
And so when I'm doodling, I'm not thinking about anything either, or I'm thinking about the person that I'm doing the doodle for, or, if I'm making a card or doing a thing or whatever. Like, here's another, like, and they take all kinds of different forms, but it's a doodle, and it's the only thing I can do.
And you're doing it, and that's what matters.
Yeah. So, all right. So that was wonderful. How about another topic?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Okay. So it was stitching time through portals, weaving timelines, multidimensional beings. I asked the Marys, because the Marys always show up for me. And I asked the Marys, and they talked to me about wormholes and black holes. And what they said to me was that we used to always use wormholes for traveling from one place to another. When you think about it, if we all came from one continent, Africa, and maybe there was a hole. I don't think, what they said to me was, I'll just read what I received. It said wormholes. I said, what about wormholes? And it says, we have forgotten how to use them. And I said, teach me how. And they said, jump in. You are not lost. You have a lot to do. Wake up and remember, everything is real and nothing is real. So wormholes, black holes, any thoughts on using those for transportation, or that we used to use them and now we don't because we've been so indoctrinated, or we've been, told, oh, those are scary. We don't know where those go. I want to go where I don't know where I'm going. Really, it to me is a journey. If I know I'm packing my suitcase and I'm going to Italy, I'm going to Italy. But if I'm jumping in a wormhole, I don't know where I'm going. I'm leaving that up to the universe. Just a thought.
Interstellar expressways? Why not?
Yes,
Why
exactly.
not? Why not? Why we don't understand them here? Why we're afraid of them? It kind of seems to me like it's like the global contract that when we agree to come here and manifest 3-dimensionally and work on this 3-dimensional stuff, that if we knew there was a way we could step into a wormhole and go to Mintaka or someplace happy, we'd do it. It's just like a fail-safe so we don't bail. I don't know. That's what came to me on it.
I think the idea of wormholes, Jane, you and I have talked about portals.
Yeah.
Energetic portals, something along those lines. What's an interesting possibility is using those to move our physical bodies, perhaps. Moving our energetic bodies. It seems to be a bit more connected.
Thank you for that, because maybe that's what it is. We are using those. We don't know that we're using them, but maybe that's how we are traveling in our sleep to go and do the weaving of the
Yeah.
the whatever I forgot what Maruda said, but you know, the exact words, but maybe that I don't know. I don't know. That's why I have all these questions.
And for those of us who need reminding, you said you always talk to the Marys. Who are the Marys?
Oh, Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I
I'm
just
just making
call them
sure.
names. Huh, yeah, yeah. But if
Well,
you,
well,
I
you have a relationship with them, and of course, anytime we have a relationship with anything, people, deity, energies, we get connected to it, and we get to have nicknames and ways to immediately connect.
yes, yeah. And I think many of us, like, I don't want to say that I'm the only one because I don't believe that I'm the only one, but I know that are in between lives because I've heard, and I'll ask this in my next session, um, that we're on the other side more than we're down here. And I believe that when I'm on the other side, I I seek counsel from Mary Magdalene and the Marys. And I think we all sit in a circle. I don't think, like I said, I honestly don't think I'm the only one. And what you said, Betsy, about the being up there and holding hands, that's what, when I go to an in between life, and we are all in there with Mary Magdalene, and we're all sitting there, and we are sitting in a circle, and we're holding hands. It's that connection. And like I said, I'm not special to, you know, I think many people do go and seek counsel or are counseled by Mary Magdalene or Mother Mary or both in their in between lives. Because I don't think we just go up there and float around. I think, you know, it's like we got to talk to somebody. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like we were coming back and sharing our earthly experiences. And they're like, okay, yeah, like you got that far. Okay, remember that thought. Okay, the next time you go down, try to remember that thought, you know? And so that's why when I said before, on the last time we were together, was that we are not waking up. I mean, yes, we are waking up. But it's for me, it's more of a remembering. We are remembering who we are because we've been so they've tried to beat it out of us. No, that's not the way this works. You know, the patriarch, I'm still very sorry to bring, you know, like to
Bring it up.
label things,
True.
but you know, it's, yeah, they changed everything around. Okay, so here's I'm going to skip to one thing. Putting stitching our lives, all of our lives together. Number one, the Akashic records are all of our lifetimes are held in our spine, our spinal cord, our spine, and when we used to have tails. So and I just had to, that was something that they told me, and I was worried about it because I have to have shots in my spine. And so I'm like, is that going to break my, you know, is that going to do anything harmful to have these steroids put into my spine when this is holding the records of who I am or have been? I don't know. But anyway, what was that bringing me to? I'm sorry. Here I am swimming in circles. If anybody has an idea. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. I had to put my life back together again in pieces. I had to remember things. And the way that spirit speaks to me is through music. Now, my husband is very intelligent. I mean, he's, you know, he's a very humble man, but he does a lot of crossword puzzles. So he knows a lot of words and what they are just purely by doing these crossword puzzles. And so one day I was listening to Purple Harem's Whiter Shade of Pale. And in that song, it says, I would not let her be one of 16 Vestal virgins heading out to sea. So I said to my husband, who knows everything, what is a Vestal virgin? And he goes, I don't know. And he couldn't know because I had to look it up for myself. That was my journey. And so when I looked up what a Vestal virgin meant, I realized at that point in time, because of certain things that it mentions that I will not mention, I know that I was a Vestal virgin. So that's another thing. Is there anything that helps you remember bits of who you are? Is it music? Is it art? Is it when you do your work? Obviously, with you, Betsy, it's holding jewelry or stones that were worn by people that were lovely or the ick, So I mean, I feel like that kind of goes in with that. Or am I swimming alone in my circle, my Pisces circle here? And don't forget those super chats, you guys, if you can.
Ms. Derek is heading out, so it's
Bye.
great to meet you.
And thank you for your super chat. That was so wonderful. Or
Yes,
what a sticker, whatever it was. And because I'm just here I wanted to celebrate Gerald and his monetizing. And whether you believe Vestal,
maybe, but doubt, virgin. On that, I must run.
Ah,
Oh my goodness.
For me, it's really hard to distill how I receive communications and awarenesses and recalls. It's very hard because it's pretty vast. It comes in a very wide array of ways. And it through dreams, through art, through music, all of that, through conversations with other people, through meditations and stillness, journaling, doing intuitive development, doing workshopping, shadow work, therapy. I've been in a therapy session and remembered past lives, and I was lucky that my therapist was able to hold space with me throughout all those experiences. I felt very fortunate for that. So yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to, like I said, to distill it and to limit a way that things come through. I think willingness has a lot to do with it, and effort. I tell people all the time, even with human relationships, any relationship that's important to you only requires two things from you, and that's your time and attention. So I think it depends on where your attention is going, like the old bumper sticker thing says.
I want to get caught up in chat because there's some really wonderful things that have been shared.
Okay.
Maru had shared Mara is the Latvian mother goddess. Timmy shared, I think our spiritual consciousness can travel anywhere and is not limited by the physical universe. I think physical travel can be this unlimited with the acquired skill. I don't know how to do this.
Remote viewing. Look up Pam Coronado and remote viewing.
Yeah, I've done some remote viewing too. Yeah.
Maybe when we travel realms, our brains can't accompany us there. It is an experience our brains can't interpret.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's our brains that struggle to share experiences with reasoning, where I think it could be beyond our reasoning by brains.
But therefore, then it could be a knowingness in our body, though, too, if we can't reason it with our brain.
Well, and what's the capacity we're using of our brain?
Oh,
it's very small.
Yes.
And, think about how many other beings are on this planet and their levels of communication and depth of understanding. It's kind of the same. You can't, or even young children, you cannot speak to them about their engineering thesis, they're just not going to understand it yet. And I kind of think, we're there too. We're just really limited on what our capacity is as humans.
Yes.
I believe that, but I will say, when my younger son was only 1 year old, and he started walking when he was 9 months old and talking in full sentences, and then by a year, he was like, we were having conversations like you and I. And he would tell me about past lives.
Mm-hmm.
I think because he was only 1 or 2, was around those ages, that he still remembered past lives.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting. And I wish I would have been the kind of mother that Blue Crescent Tarot is, because she documents her kids, their children's, their words that they're saying, and the walks that they're walking, and I just appreciate that so much. I love reading her things because we both share a max as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
my mom told me several times that when I was very young, I used to all of a sudden go, Mom, remember that this and that happened when I was still in your tummy? So she said I had recall of stuff that happened back then. I don't remember that.
Timmy said, I think our spine, brain, entire nervous system is an antennae for our spiritual intellect. Our physical brains remember our experiences during this biological life. Perhaps our spirit remembers too. I mean, yeah, it certainly could be. Kaylee said, I've done past life regression work with my teachers, but a lot of the time they just come deja vu, doing certain actions. And like one of my first past lives was brought on by laying on a table, getting Reiki, was a human sacrifice in that life. So, laying on a slab. Yeah. Okay. And Kaylee was work lurking, but not work lurking anymore. Rossi has asked, are your skills getting stronger, faster recall, or are you developing new ones?
Both. Why not?
Yeah, I think so. I think if we're not growing,
it's like those Facebook polls that say only pick 2. Why?
Yeah. What were you going to say?
No, I'm like that, and that kind of reminds me of there's this thing in this house that I'm in now. Growing up, if you didn't eat when food was on the table, if you didn't grab what you could when you could, you didn't get to eat. But here we have this, there's always if there's cheesecake or something really yummy, that one last piece of cheesecake will stay in my refrigerator for as long until it's just, and we have to throw it away because nobody will eat the last piece of cheesecake. And I'm like, just eat cheesecake. I don't care if I get yelled at anymore about, I was saving that for so-and-so. Well, so-and-so did not eat it.
Yeah. I think you had asked a little bit back about how the information's coming through. For me, if in my limited language I had to describe it, it comes through energetically. And I'm using that energetically in that big sense of energy can take many forms. What I have tried to learn is not to limit it by saying, well, I'm doing this. Instead, I'm only doing psychometry. So that's all I'm getting, which is great. But I just, it feels very much like it's an energetic thing. So music, visual art, those are all things that strum a certain energy about us, whether it's one that is lined up with us and it's pleasant, or one that is not lined up with us and it irritates us. It's like people. Mm-hmm. It's like jewelry for Betsy. Some of that jewelry, it's lovely. You're going to walk around holding that thing all day because it feels good. Other times I'm going to set it back and I'm going to walk I'm going to walk on the other side of the store so I don't have to walk past that.
Well, and it's the same at a crystal store. You walk in and it's just this big jumble of rocks, and you just are like drawn to one little thing over there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like when I picked out my pendulum, my first pendulum. There wasn't anybody in the shop. It was in like New Mexico or something like that. I don't remember. And my husband and I were there because he knew I wanted to buy some crystals. And so on this one table, they had this display. And I'm gonna call them roach clips because that's the only name I know them by. Okay. So they had them all hanging on these clips, and they were all hanging there. And nobody was walking around. They were perfectly still. I just went up and I put my hand under each one. And the one that spun around for me was, where are you? Oh, I got too many. Was this one. And it's a Merkaba, or however you say it, which is interesting because what the two angels that came to me recent, like 5 or 6 years ago, were Metatron and Uriel. So I got Metatron. So it makes sense I got Metatron's cube. But I wasn't looking for Metatron's cube. I was just looking to see which one wanted me.
Great way to do that. I never thought of that. I always just tried to pick them up. Yeah, that's awesome.
No, I just put my hand under it and didn't touch any of them.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to try that.
I love that.
Let me know how it goes.
Yeah. That's why meditation is quieting our brains and sit in silence and stillness.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting that children remember past lives only to forget them as they grow up. Well, or they forget them because they're discounted. They're told not to tell a lie, and that's the upbringing. Our spirits must have memories, since we leave our brains behind, but bring our histories with us.
Yeah.
So, and you got a laugh from Pamela.
Oh. I see we're almost out of time. Oh, go ahead.
But Terry said the last piece of cake or last cookie has no calories. The calories were in all the rest of the cookies or cake. Enjoy guilt-free.
Well, it's go on. Okay. Here's one more thing I was thinking about. And I was thinking about words as spells, because I believe that there are words that are spells. And as a child growing up, I don't want to cry, but my mother used to always say to me, "Shame on you, Jane. Shame on you." So she cast shame upon me.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore I spent my life feeling unworthy because I was shamed. And I treated myself as such.
I think you're speaking to a lot of people there.
Yeah, and
that's a huge journey. Walking through that one is a huge journey. Only the bravest, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if I have I don't know if I played with shame yet in my my things, but I did oh no, okay. Did we already talk about this? That what is playing and where do I feel it in my body? Thank you.
And I do have to say that, Jane, that is a perfect example of how important words are. And we need to pay attention to that, especially with little ones around us. because little ones don't necessarily understand the meaning or the definition of the word. They just get the feeling around that. And as a practicing witch, spells, it is the intention behind, and it's the energy with which you cast that sets that beacon.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So what was your question? The last one?
Oh, no, I had asked them because, well, I'm going to switch. Because part of the reason why I had been crying for a year was, feeling all this shame and not feeling playful, not feeling any joy. So the last time I was in session, I asked about joy. And I think it was said to me in such a way that it was like, joy is what you do when you feel good and what makes you feel that joy. And okay, and that makes no sense. But let me just say what I feel, what brings me joy. And I think you know what it is, Gerald, it's clouds. I love clouds and I love taking photographs of clouds.
Mm-hmm.
And because I love seeing all the different animals and beings and everything in the clouds. And so we had a month of just gray skies and rain. And so when I was talking in meditation and I said, I needed to feel this joy again, I woke up the next morning and the sky was clear and there were clouds. And I went outside and I was like, thank you. It was like an answered prayer in this meditation where I asked for, what is joy? Your joy is what you do this. And then I asked for joy and they gave me clouds. And I was so thankful. And they were such cool clouds too. And even Jamie was like, I see a dog and just that doing that, and its whole tail is going around. I love that everybody gives their own interpretation when I post them on my Facebook page of what they see in those clouds. Mm-hmm. So that's it.
Oh, and they're definitely beautiful. I think that idea of what is it that brings us joy is an important and an interesting opportunity. Mm-hmm. Because what used to bring me joy may not anymore, and that's okay. It doesn't discount the joy that I had previously. It just means that I'm being different. Not better or worse. I'm just being different. Right. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like I don't go out and make mud pies anymore. Mud pies used to bring me joy. Me and my friend Judy, we would make mud pies all the time in our backyard.
Betsy, what are you thinking?
I had a friend that we used to love jumping in mud. Yeah, we loved it. Yeah. What am I thinking? I'm thinking that as we progress through life, we're talking about so many things about how toddlers remember their past lives and then forget them. And somebody mentioned it's so we can be in the moment. And I believe that because I watch a lot of Ghost of My Child and stuff like that anyway. I think it's our soul contracts that these are the lives that we're taking where we left off at this time. And now we're going to continue on the journey through that. Because, face it, we could all, if we wanted to, go to the collective consciousness and remember every single lifetime that's ever existed, past, present, and future at any given moment. Mm-hmm. So lives come to us. So it's like a foundation of our soul's intention for this lifetime and our learning. And as we get deeper and deeper into those lessons, the sense of play can sometimes be drained. It can be emotionally exhausting. We can experience trauma, and it's all part of the lesson. Why did we learn that? Why did we need to experience that? Why do we need to experience the trauma of feeling unworthy and feeling the weight of being under somebody else's victimization? I personally believe it's the pendulum balance of when we victimize others, and we need to understand how that felt to others. That's my personal belief. But I think it's all, for me, it takes work, and it's every day. And I don't always feel good about myself. I have all the same stuff everybody else has. I had a mentor who said, never try to make anyone feel bad about themselves. They feel bad enough already. And I took that to heart. So every day, what I try to do is show up as the being that I would wish the universe could recognize as Betsy Palmer in this lifetime. That means what I want to, my ideal self. Do I always do it? No, of course not. But that is what my intention is for the day. And I just feel like that's the best that I can do. And I'm okay with that today. I may change my mind tomorrow, but I'm okay with it today.
That's powerful.
You know what brings me joy? Bell sleeves.
Cozy fuzzy jammies. Yes.
I love. I'm in my Stevie Nicks phase or something.
I don't think we'll ever grow out of that. I think we'll always be gold dust.
I was just like, but I hope it's not just a phase, Jane. I mean, come on.
Because I have recently, at the age of almost, I'll be 65 next month. Yeah, I'm becoming a Swiftie, and I don't care.
Yes.
Like I love it. And when you were talking about jumping in mud puddles, there's this one video of Taylor Swift's, and it's called Delicate. And I highly encourage anybody to watch that video, even if you don't like the song, you don't like Taylor Swift, because she realizes that nobody sees her. So she does whatever she wants. And she's out there dancing in the rain and jumping in puddles, and it's an amazing video. It's like,
yeah,
I love that.
She's cool.
Yeah. Maru said bell sleeves are everything.
Yes.
And you don't do mud pies anymore, but you could switch to clay.
I made a bunch of flat clay things. I make coasters.
Touche, Maru. Touche.
I love that.
That is great.
Jane, this has been so much fun. Thanks for asking, and it's been enjoyable. I am curious, Betsy, did that message that you wanted, that the niggling that was there, did it come up? Did it get out?
Oh, you dirty dog, you did it. Okay, guys, I'll do it and try not to cry. There was a celebrity passing on Saturday that shook me to my core. I actually screamed when I read it. And it sounds kind of trivial, but he came through to say thank you for thinking of me. And it is Brad Arnold. He was the lead singer from Three Doors Down, the Kryptonite song guy. Yeah. I had the good fortune of meeting him and his wife here at before COVID, and got to spend some time with them. They came into the store I was in once, and we chit-chatted, and then they came back the next day, and we were bonding over some commonalities. And he was probably one of the sweetest men I think I'd ever met. He had his issues too. You can Google his history. He was imperfect. But I just adored him. And I think about he and Jennifer more often than should be allowed, because, you live in a fancy town, you meet fancy people, and just the simplicity of who he was just so heartwarming to me. So he popped in to say thanks for thinking of me. And so I guess that means I can tell the world to every now and then think about him. So, we can all remember him.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's so important to remember those, say their names and remember them. That's hugely powerful, obviously.
Yeah. They affected me deeply, and so his passing shook me to the core. But he was a lovely man, and I want, whatever you guys think about his music, or if you had a bad experience ever, read stuff about him, just to know there was a side of him that was very precious.
You know, and I was talking to somebody the other day, just is, you know, when people ask for healing, sometimes death is the healing.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
and that's hard to take sometimes.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah. Sorry, Betsy.
Wow.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Beautiful heart moment. Yes. And Hershey snuck in, by the way. Hi, Hershey.
Oh,
hi,
hi,
Hershey.
Hi, sister.
And Timmy is listening to Kryptonite right now.
Mm.
See?
He wrote that in math class when he was 15 years old.
Wow.
And his wife is a badass. She's a professional barrel racer. She's an amazing woman. Yeah.
Wow.
I love that. Jane, would you like to say anything while we head out?
I just want to thank everybody for showing up and being here and adding to the conversation. And it's been lovely sharing space with you, with Betsy and Gerald. And I'm so grateful that you didn't get angry with me for saying that I wanted to celebrate you today and that I wanted people to send super chats and whatever those things are. And whatever it was, you know, because you know, I wanted to celebrate you and have this. That is the lighter side of this discussion that we've been having, but I think it's been really real and honest and true. And
It's been amazing.
yeah, and I love
Yeah.
I love what the chat has brought.
Yes.
And both of you, and this was a really good time for me. I would say this was healing because I you know, I'd never told anybody about the shame on you.
I don't have an iMac or whatever the heck it is, but
yeah, I'd never told anybody about the shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. And that's, you know, I'm like, wow, that's what this did for me was it gave me the roadmap to my next thing of working on the shame.
Mm-hmm.
go for it, girl. It's free on the other side.
You're getting love from Michelle Marie for the snow day photos.
Yes, those are fun. Yeah. Hershey, I hope you feel better. You said you were sick. I hope you feel better soon, sister. Sending you.
Being
sick does suck. Jeez.
And, everybody's getting there. That's why I stay inside. My house is always 65 and no cooties.
Well, what's really interesting.
I had on a coat yesterday and I was freezing to death in 70.
I know my family's mad at me, but hey, they don't pay the bill. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And we all do need each other, don't we? We
Yeah.
do. We do. So I do want to say, you know, thank you everyone for spending time with us. If something landed, write your takeaway in one sentence and add it and the timestamp in the comments, because it helps other people who are watching find the moments that they need, and you get to help that happen. I do try, after a couple of days, I try to put in transcript, a little bit of chapters to help it make it easier for people to find the sections that may resonate with them. So,
and your reels too, your shorts really.
Thank you.
Good points.
Yeah.
Those are, I'm trying to do some more of those and just be a little joyful. Yes.
Well, I did just want to say one of the things that I truly appreciate you for was that you taught me how to be a gracious host and how to put in the description everyone's links.
Well, thank you.
And I had to put everyone's links because there have been times like you put all that information in there, like you want everybody to get that recognition. And so there've been times when I've watched other channels and they have guests on or whatever, and there's no, you know, and I want to go to their channel, but they didn't put the link down in the description. And I just, you know, I appreciate that so much too.
Thank you.
It is the professional courtesy that they deserve. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently, I like Gerald's
Yes.
conversations
I like them
in
too.
the snow. Yeah. I was trying to think of what to call them. I was like on walking rambles or something like that. So, but I do want to, there is this ability now of, I guess you can hype a video. If you want to hype a video, feel free to do that. I guess that's something you can do now that I've been monetized. So, in the meantime, think about this, everybody. In a world that we're having these experiences with, and you can be anything you want to be kind and be respectful. Thank you, everyone. Bye.